Hi, Jimmy. Welcome back, guys. Biggest topic right now is the Music Video Award ceremony, or it was, which was on Tuesday. I passed out, unfortunately. I wasn't able to see some clips of it. I've been pretty busy trying to get everything together. But the Music Video Award for MTV, we all know MTV, and MTV's been around since I've been, involved in music, I guess. I mean, it's since the 80s or before that. And it's 50 years of hip hop, not 20 years. I think I said 20 years, but it's actually 50 years. So going into the whole Music Video Awards, the top winner was Taylor Swift and Cardi B. I loved her outfit because it was very something an artist would actually come up with. She used pins to actually put everything together. I don't know what was underneath it, but I thought it was very interesting that an artist would be creating something an artist would actually be creating. I would do something like that, which was pretty cool. And then I think the top performer, or the biggest performance that was happening, was, well, none other than Janet Jackson performing the track that she did with her brother, Michael Jackson, called Scream. We all know that. So if you guys haven't seen it, I think I took out of the whole thing, those were the top 3 moments that I observed and I assessed. There could be a lot more. There were a lot of people who were dressed up in really cool outfits. But for me, Cardi B's hairpin dress was actually quite phenomenal. Once again, wearing one of my pieces in a different way. I do like to dress up on occasion. I do prefer not to get them mixed up within the space because my space is not big. I don't have like this huge studio space to actually like kind of display and present everything in my space or in the situation. So for me, this is like a big deal, like to kind of incorporate my music and my fashion and my art. I'm still working on this. This needs a lot of work still, but the car is happening. And this is a former piece. I think I wore this one piece already on YouTube. So I wore this on YouTube. Just kind of like I just wanted to show that artists can be multi-diverse. I don't know if, I think Facebook is the place where people are interested in diversity in regards to variation of skills. And then when it comes down to a place like this, YouTube, I think a main focus, and then dispersing the main focus into a variety of different discussions is honestly how I interpret the situation. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I'm going to get back into the track. I really want to finish it. I do want to get the vocals in, but as a person who is definitely wanting to get everything perfect, and as a person that works on her own, you guys are getting a chance to see how everything falls into place. Oh, in regards to music videos, once I think the track is complete and I've put the vocals on, then the concept of getting into a music video, which I can do as well, will be the next step. So first the music, then the visualization of how it will work with a music video. So basically a storyboard would be the next phase. And after the storyboard, you'd bring all elements together. I have been in music videos before for other people. I just don't think the quality of the track is that great. I can always clip it down here at the bottom so you can see what we've done. I've experienced being in a situation where filming different like formats was the way to go and how things are. So there are many ways to do this. Yeah, music video will be the next element. So that will be next. Okay. Now let's go into the track. This needs to be adjusted, I know, this part. Yeah. Okay, I think that's better. Let's see. Okay, so and then this needs to be louder. Okay, that's better. Okay, let's darken that up a little bit. Sorry, Fox. Okay, so what you're seeing now, folks, is literally me refining the parts, because in order for me to add vocals, the vocals cannot happen unless everything is absolutely perfect. That's why a lot of people hire a sound engineer, and you see how busy it gets when I add too much stuff into space because our space is too small. So I had to move that because it was too busy. I also have one of my garments that I'm wearing in a different way. It's like a kimono, half kimono. So it's important to understand that in order to actually complete a piece and then start adding vocals, people get it wrong. People just automatically, and I've had it happen before, where a vocalist has come in and she's given me the parts and she said, okay, I want this together, and then none of it made sense, and she wanted to have me put the loops together immediately, and when she put the vocals on, it didn't sound 100%. I think people assume all vocalists are composers, and composition is not the same as just being a singer. You really do need to know your theory behind how things are constructed, because you can learn composition along the way when you're a singer, but sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. It's not an overnighter. This is something that needs to be taught and something that needs to be learned. So it's important to bear that in mind when you're thinking about composing or being a singer and just assuming that singing is going to give you the access to composing a song. Ain't gonna happen like that. You have to learn the basics before you move on to that level. So understand how to sing a song and then learn compositions from other people and then decide if that's what you need to do. I want to smoothen out that section. So I'm starting over again. So as you can see, I'm literally and I might lower this a little bit. glitch. So some of this part will be in Japanese. The day will pass you by. See the difference? Before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. Okay. So I'm a little bit like, when it comes down to singing, I think, Janet Jackson, I think Janet Jackson has a different approach to singing. She's not a loud singer. She actually gets really, really soft, and then they extend the volume up once they're ready to add it. I feel as if I sing sort of like, not at all like Janet Jackson, but the way I go about singing with the volume, you'll see when I start playing around with it, you'll see what I mean. Which is why I'm absolutely fascinated with Janet Jackson, because she has the softest tone of voice when she sings, and it's not loud, and everybody says use vibrato and sing loudly so people can hear you, but different people have different voices, and I know my voice is not, it's not a loud, heavy, strong voice that you'd find in the lead soprano singer of a choir. But I do know that my voice has a soft sound which could work with controlled space and can be adjusted. So once I start adding that, you guys are going to start seeing there are different ways to put singing down. And don't forget, Nina Simone had never ever sung music before, until somebody said one day, you have to sing music. If you haven't seen the documentary, go off and watch the documentary. But the owner of the bar or whatever it was that she was dealing with, he said, you have to sing in order to maintain your job here in this place. So that's how she started. So not all vocalists have studied vocals, or you have studied vocals, but each vocalist will have their own personal interpretation of how singing is. And for me, I don't claim to be a pop singer. I studied classical trained voices. I was in choir. I did warm-ups and stuff with students. So my voice is going to be a little bit different than other people's voices, and I feel as if Janet Jackson can sing with a very soft tone of voice, then there's no reason why somebody else can't. I think Billie Eilish has done a little bit of that too. So each person has their own interpretation of how the vocals goes. What I'm going to do now is we're going to add the vocal parts. I think everything's pretty much ready I'm not going to be singing it yet, but I'm going to be adding the melody into the sections where I'm going to sing it, and the undertone of the vocals will be the piano, so I can hear it to make sure that my tuning is correct when I start doing it. So that's the next phase. Okay, we're going to get into that now. I have to analyze this, but as you can see, it's a process. You don't just jump onto, oh, I'm going to sing it. Like, you have to know what you're doing. Like, where are you going to put the vocals? We're getting closer, guys. We're getting closer, but it's not there yet. We are getting closer to vocals. Okay, so let me just hear what I have to do here. Okay, wait. This mist begins to rise while the sun begins to... Okay. Don't be alone. Okay, so I need to get this right. Okay. Don't be alone. The day will pass you by. Before it's dawn, don't be long becomes clear. Walking in a baby metal walls. Okay, and then and the day becomes clear. People walking in a busy metal while the streets begin to crowd. I don't know, I don't have to think about that. Don't be long. The day will pass you by before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. As I said, still a little rough. Okay, well, we'll fix it. Sun begins to shine. Okay, so yeah, I still don't have it down yet. I have written down the vocal parts. Let's start over again. Don't be long. The day will pass you by before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. Mist begins to rise while the sun begins to shine, and the day becomes clear. People walking in a busy manner while the streets begin to crowd. I might leave that part up. As I sit and the day becomes clear. People walking in a busy manner while the streets begin to crowd. Don't be long. The day will pass you by before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. Still worried about that part? Don't be long before the day is gone. Let's begin sunrise. Sun begins to shine. People walking. Okay, so this part will be as I sit at my grand piano, as I sit at my grand piano. So I haven't added that part. Maybe I add this part now. As I sit at my grand piano, and I look through the window where the beach and the ocean waves hit the deck, and I wait for you. So that's the bridge. The day will pass you by before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. Be long. So the ending will part before it don't be long before the day is gone. Be long. Okay, so that's okay. We're almost there, guys. We're almost there. So I'm doing a rough version of where I'm thinking the vocals are going to be. So just bear in mind. I think I'm going to add that part as I sit at my... As I sit at my... As I sit at my grand piano, and I look through the window where the beach and the ocean waves hit the deck, and I wait for you. Okay, so let's add that part just in case I forget to. As I sit at my grand piano, and there's Japanese parts to it too, and I look through the window where the beach and the ocean waves hit the deck, and I wait for you to come back. As I sit at my grand piano. I'm gonna move it this side because, yeah, I do use a mic, guys. Ocean waves hit the deck as I sit at my grand piano, and I look through the window. Okay, let's hear this part again. before the day is gone. Don't be long. The day will pass you by before it's dawn. Don't be long before the day is gone. Don't be long. And then it like, yeah, you can lessen up the volume. Here, let me save that in the meantime, just in case I lose it. Save. Okay, there might be one more glitch, but we are so close to getting the vocals down. I need to practice my vocals next. So that's my next part. I can even go through the process of practicing the vocals, which might be the next video. So you guys are literally walking through how everything is constructed with one person, one section at a time. So you guys have gotten a chance to see one whole song manifested throughout this series, I suppose you want to call it. So yeah. So, you know, going back to the whole thing with Janet Jackson, I appreciate her because she allows people with a softer voice like myself to have a voice. Because so many people in the music industry are all about like making sure that your voice needs to be a certain way and a certain standard. Whereas she broke all the standards. So, you know, I feel as if there's enough space for more people to do something a bit different. Nina Simone did it. Janet Jackson has done it. I mean, there are numerous amounts of musicians who have done this throughout their lifestyle. Not everybody has the same voice. So being a little bit different is okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with being different. That's just my personal opinion. I know I always seem a little nervous because I use my hands a lot. But it's probably because I express myself a little bit more with my hands. Yeah. I lived overseas once again, and being overseas, you have a different persona. The engagement is different overseas. Like Japan, I was taught to be not so aggressive in discussion, but more humble and step back a little bit. So I'm a little bit more Japanese in that context. So I hope that makes sense, guys. So in order for us to move to the next part, which is the vocals, certain parts and areas need to be finished and developed for a track. So a 3-minute track that people hear, or a song that people hear, might have taken many, many hours to produce. Many hours. I mean, maybe even years, like in this case, many years. So, you know, you have to appreciate all those little tiny songs that people do. Those 3-minute tracks are actual masterpieces. Just like a painting, it's a masterpiece. And a masterpiece doesn't always come overnight. Sometimes it does, but a masterpiece comes with time. I don't know if this is a masterpiece, but we will find out once I have it on Spotify and see what people respond to. So once the vocals are in, I think things will be a little bit different. Arigatou gozaimashita. Thank you again. I appreciate you guys coming over. Once again, music video award ceremony for MTV was on Tuesday, and it just gives me an open discussion to talk about a music video that I might consider for the track once I'm finished with it. So that will be my next step. And I do have the editing stuff, and I have a tripod, and I can, you know, we'll see what happens, what I can do within my parameters of developing a music video, but that will be next. So you guys can watch me go through that process as well. Thank you again. I hope to see you guys soon, and I will speak to you in the next one, and I will put down some more things, some more videos on... I'll actually put a link down of the video that I was in. I have a couple, but some of them are... That's what I'll do, and thank you for popping over, and I'll speak to you guys in the next one.